Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. Press pause, freeze everything. And on my journey, this theme, I'm seeing it more and more. I'm asking myself the question, what are you doing? And every time I ask that question, it keeps me in check, because I realize that so many of us, we're rushing around. We don't even have time to really be in equilibrium within ourselves. Many of us, we're killing ourselves in a system which really doesn't have our livelihoods in its mindset. It doesn't care. And press play. What kind of life are you living? We're worth so much more. And when you realize that you are worthy, because many of us, we don't feel we're worthy. And it's so empowering because we have 360 senses. We're told we only have 5 senses. And that's why so many people are locked into this paradigm. I call it the underworld. Because we give up our own power. We are actually the glue that holds this system together. So it's not about fighting the system or the matrix. It's about realizing that you are creating your reality every single day through the thoughts you have. Whatever you focus on grows. So when you realize that, when I realized that, I realized, okay, don't cooperate. And when you do that, when you actually retreat, you find your greatness. There's a joke when me and my friends, we used to talk. When you lose your job, you find your work. Many people are in jobs, are in work, and they're actually not doing what they came here to do. And you're going to suffer. I had to suffer. But at the same time, it woke me up because I had to press pause. And when you press pause, when you slow everything down, things become a lot more clearer. It's like when you're riding a bike so quickly, everything is speeding up. The whole scenery feels like it's moving with you. When you stop, the world stops. And it's just amazing because there is so many layers. Once you enter the rabbit hole, once you go down deep into the rabbit hole, you see layer after layer of how intricate this illusion, Maya, has been designed for us. We're in a labyrinth. In fact, that's what Theseus and the Minotaur was about. In Greek mythology, we realize that Theseus is just symbolic for you. You're actually in a labyrinth. Theseus, which is you, you're in a labyrinth and you're going around and around, and it's like a maze. That's what a labyrinth looks like. The only way you can actually get out of the maze is you have to kill the Minotaur. The Minotaur represented as the bull, which is your lower nature. So once you, in essence, kill your lower nature, you develop your higher nature, and then you get out of the maze. But many of us, we're trapped in our lower nature. Here in this world, once you press pause, everything changes. And I just remember realizing that everyone sees, but not everyone sees the world with the same lens. And when we realize every single human being you see around you is having a totally different journey, seeing the world in a totally different way, the only thing is you have to ask yourself, am I doing what I came here to do? Press pause. The TV. It's amazing because just more and more I'm looking at all of these things we have in our homes. The television, which tells lies to your vision. And the more and more I see it, I don't get angry. Because if I'm going to get angry at something, I'm going to give my energy away to it. So I feel so many of us on this journey just connecting with like minds from all over the world. You need humor. You need to go out and laugh. You have to realize that deep down underneath ourselves, we're so bizarre. All of us. But many of us, we have adopted a pseudo-reality. That's what we call the hive mind. When a lot of people don't ask questions. We've turned into automatons, zombies, mindless drones, because a lot of people, I call it the right brain, left brain connection. And that's where we all need to be at. And for me, I realized when I was very left brain, that's to do with logic, analyzing everything. You slow down your vibration because it's the right brain that deals with intuition. In fact, that is the feminine energy which is prevalent on the planet right now. It has always been, because this is a feminine energy all around this planet. This is Mother Earth. So in essence, when we connect back to the right brain, which is intuition, but at the same time, the reason why I call it the right brain, left brain connection is because we have to fuse the two, logic and intuition. Once you fuse the two, then you become the empowered human, activating the 360 senses, and we have so much more. But on my journey, I realized that a lot of us, like, you have the new age movement. A lot of people just want to go and meditate. And I was like that at first. I just wanted to breathe in deep and find this prana all around me and smile at people. And then that's beautiful, because you're tapping into your intuition, which is flowing. But at the same time, we have to also realize that we're in a tremendous game, a battle for the hearts and minds of the people, spiritual warfare. So unless we can actually also tap into that left brain, which is to do with logic, once we fuse the two, then we become so powerful, because you've got two extremes. You've got the people who are so left brain that they're so scientific and they're not in the knowing, which is the right brain. You've got people in the right brain, which is about the knowing, but they're also not about seeing things as they are, dealing with reality. You've got to face reality. We've got to realize that we're existing in an artificial simulation, artificially constructed reality, as Morpheus said in The Matrix, turning human beings into batteries. And what can we do about it? We can do so much. So much. You can press pause for a start. And it's liberating, because once you actually see other people sharing the same journey as you, everything becomes clearer. You realize you're not alone. The universe always sends someone. We're never alone. Only problem is, many people have become so depressed by living in this system that we actually shut off our receiver and transmitter, because essentially the DNA within us is the biological internet. Underneath it all, we are not. I'm not my name. I'm not the address where I live. I'm not even I. Before all of that, we're just infinite consciousness. So when we actually start connecting to that higher reality, as opposed to, oh, I got these new Gucci shoes, oh, I got this Mercedes Benz, all of these superficial realities is what's keeping us inside the labyrinth. And for me, I just find it amazing how a lot of people are really realizing that they have all the answers. Everything exists within you. Everything we see externally is actually just a reflection of our mind. They say when you open your eyes to see, you're actually looking at your mind. That's why a lot of us, we don't like what we see, because many of us, we haven't even taken a look into the mirror for so long. Many of us, we're living in denial, a perpetual state of denial. Many of us, we're shut down through fear. And that's amazing, because a lot of people now are finding their voice as we're moving into a greater awareness on the planet. People have had enough. People are leaving their jobs. They're doing and finding their work. They're doing what they came here to do. Many people, it doesn't matter what you do, just have passion for it. But at the same time, you also have to question yourself, how am I contributing to the evolution of humanity? What are you doing? Press pause. Because as I see it, everything is interconnected. All things connect. I had to realize my diet. was contributing to the consciousness I had. A lot of us, we just want to, you have a lot of these conspiracy people out here who just want to say, okay, the world is like this, and all of that feeding of that energy, that's great because it opens up awareness. There's no negative or positive. But at the same time, you have to also realize that everything is internal. So you have to say, what am I doing with my life? Press pause. Forget about out there. Press pause within your own life and saying, am I promoting health within my own body? Because many of us, we've been lulled into a false sense of security. Many of us, we're living in fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And it's only once we actually connect with our heart, when you open your heart, because the heart has its own brain. The shamans, the mystics they've always known this. It's only now scientists catching on. But scientists, what do? They just stay in a laboratory in white coats. They're not actually going through it. The truth can't be told, it has to be realized. If a scientist says to you today, okay, there's life on the moon, everyone will be like, yeah, there's life on the moon, or there's life on another planet, just because science says. It's not about what other people say, it's what you know intuitively. But at the same time, it's about connecting two hemispheres of the brain, making them work in synergy. Left brain, right brain. And once you have that fusion, then that's what creation is. Masculine and feminine. And it's amazing because as I see it, a lot of us, we don't even realize even the technology we have is also being used to keep us in a low vibration. Elf waves, extra low frequencies. Mobile phones, they have the new Galaxy phones. What does it say? Designed for humans. So a lot of us, we use the technology and we don't even question where it comes from, because the DNA is the biological internet. Therefore, once you actually tune into the right brain hemisphere, you can do amazing feats. And that's why a lot of people, we call them athletes, are able to perform at have superhuman performances, because they are tapping into the 90% that's dormant. And it's just amazing. So many people are finding their power and really connecting. That's what it's all about. Talking to different people, because this is still very much taboo, although you have different people on the internet talking about it. But really and truly, we're worth so much more. Sending your children to school is like a death sentence. I used to work in a school for 2 years. And what education is doing is sucking out the creativity of children. Children, they come into this life bursting of energy, and they leave with none. So we always have to ask ourselves, many people are in this system complaining about it, but at the same time, what are you gonna do? What kind of life are you living? Because we are worth so much more. Education, true education, brings out instead of putting in. And there's been so many studies by scientists all over the world which say that children even lose parts of their imagination once they enter school, because much of the school curriculum is about programming children. It's about force feeding these children to carry on an agenda. But in essence, it's not about showing these children that they can be anything they want. In fact, it's just about taking up time, wasting time. And we're so much more. We're limitless beings. We're luminous beings. And so many people are seeing that around the world. That is beautiful. We can't be stopped. We won't be stopped. We didn't come to this dimension just to become a slave. We came here essentially to be free. We came here to play. We came here to have fun. And that's why a lot of people I've even met, by the time their life is over, they're 60, 70 years old, they wonder what happened. Because they've wasted their whole life draining away their energy. in fact, what's actually taken place is that they've become another participant in the cosmic game. Because don't get mad at the game. That's how it's designed. What people have to do in essence is realize how the game works. Liberate yourself, know thyself, and realize we're so much more. And that's where I see everything going, where more people are questioning, not dividing, building, working together. It's time to wake up. I've been asleep too long. Infinite waters. Stay well, stay healthy. Diving deep once again. Peace.